while I have my doubts about the fit with Jonathan Kuminga coming to the Chicago Bulls team and potentially, taking the ball out of Modest Busilla's hands and a lot of people's hands for that matter, he's a ball-dominant player, even at 22 years old. And the thing that I really don't want to see the Bulls do is do what they did to Kobe, right? As far as changing a player's role, not really ever really letting them grow in one singular role, constantly changing it and bringing somebody on like a Jonathan Kuminga would definitely take more scoring opportunities away from Modest Buzelis, who I do think in his second year is shaped up to be ready to take on some of that and to see what he can do. I'm not like some Bulls fans that say that Modest is a superstar already, right? He has a lot that he needs to show and still growing to get that, but he can't really show it or grow in those areas if you're taking opportunities away from him, right? But outside of that, the interesting part of this is that it seems like the Brooklyn Nets don't want their money tied up in an offer sheet. And that goes back to what some Bulls fans want to see the Chicago Bulls do, and that is use the Brooklyn Nets to either not pay Josh Giddey his $30 million or as a ploy. And something that I've said multiple times on this channel is that you can't force a team to give a player an offer sheet. You can't even force the Brooklyn Nets to meet with the player, right? And no, for those that get to typing, well, if they're not willing to meet with him, that means that we should offer him even lower. No, it means that they have other plans with their money, right? And in this, right, if they are more focused, and which is a really good tactic, if they are more focused with using their open cap space to potentially gain some assets by being the third team in some scenarios and absorb some money, which then is going to get them some assets, I think that you see that makes a lot of sense, right? That actually makes a lot of sense for them in the current state of their team, especially with them having 4 first-round picks. So they're a young team that's far enough away. And while I think that this whole thing linking the Brooklyn Nets to Josh Giddey really just started because they're the only team that has open cap space, there's not really a lot to say that they will when they have the ability to target point guards in the draft, which actually brings us to the next way that they are linked. The Brooklyn Nets are said to be very high on Egor Demin, which the Bulls reportedly, as of Joe Cowley just of the other day, that Egor Demin is the number one player on the Chicago Bulls radar, which ties the Brooklyn Nets again in another way together. Joe Cowley's direct quote was this: I'm going to go over a list of names that I'm hearing who are on the Bulls radar, and it starts with the number one guy on the radar. And I know people are going to ask, why the hell are they looking at another guard? Egor Demin is not your typical guard. Now, what does that mean, right? And the Brooklyn Nets pick at number 9, I believe, which is well before the Bulls pick, 4 picks before the Bulls pick. Actually, they're at number 8, so I was even wrong on that. They're even higher than that. And if they do take Egor Demin, and that's the Bulls' number 1 prospect, then that takes that off the board.